Last time on Rock, Paper, Critical Failure.
All right, so who's going to see Zaj?
Percy and Urist.
You make it about like 4 blocks before you encounter a patrol of guards, because you are in the high district. The sun's going down, and they look at you, and they kind of head over and say, one of them pipes up and says, "Oi, none of you riffraff here. It's lights out. You got to go back down to the lower city." And at this point, Thirstwell pipes up and says, "Help! Help! I'm a noble and I'm being kidnapped!"
Urist will gag him. This is important business. And I flash him my badge.
So the guard, one of the guards, like walks up, and they're still holding their swords out, and they kind of warily look at the badge, and one of them reaches out and kind of turns it over and sees Zaj's name, and the head guard says, "Flaming Fist, eh?" One of them looks over and says, "This seems like you're in a sticky situation here. How about you give us some drinking money?"
Boys enjoy a good drink, eh?
One of the bags says, "Aye."
I'm elbowing Urist.
And at this point, they all pull out like canteens.
Get him growlers.
Yeah, like basically, and like some of them pour out like a little bit of water, and they just take turns filling up their canteens out of the keg, clink and toast to you, and say, "Now, sun's going down. You get out of here." And Zaj looks up and says, "My favorite deputies. What have you gotten into this time?" At this point, like Thirstwell's like, and he says, "And shut him up. We'll get to him in a minute."
Now, we first tracked the dead 3 to a hidden lair underneath the bathhouse. If you send some of your guardsmen there, you'll find a secret passage in the northern massage room. We discovered that the noble Van Thampa house was behind this cult activity.
The Duke?
The Duke.
So
Now-
let me get this straight. So the Van Thampers were heading up these cults.
That's correct.
Okay. How were they funding them?
A second, possibly related cult.
Dragon cult.
Dragon.
A dragon cult, like the Tiamat assholes.
Yes.
Are you familiar with them?
Oh, occasionally.
They took my ale.
You're at Balful House. Things, 4 of the 5 of you are at Balful House. You're eating. There's, one of you remembered to order a plate for Zaj, just ahead of time. Things are going pretty well. And then Zaj walks in, and he is accompanied by a few soldiers, a few Flaming Fist soldiers, and one woman who is wearing a like studded leather on her, and she's got this very big regal cloak that has like a nice pin pinning it to the side, and she's got these big plates coming up, and there's like big rounded circles coming up around her head of just metal plate armor. She looks like very important by her bearing, the way she's walking, and is older and looks very regal, like her hair's done very well, but she also looks like she could easily beat any of you up. "Are these the maniacs who've stirred up every nest of rats in this godforsaken city?"
That sounds like us.
"I have more questions for you. My name is Commander Liara Portier. The devils must be stopped. The cultists must be stopped. Elturel saved, preferably. And you must return my uncle here to Baldur's Gate. It is paramount importance to the safety of this city and the people that live here. So, I am tasking each of you in your group with accomplishing this objective. Else, I will have you thrown in the stockades, and you," pointing at Hermes,
Now,
"will never work in this city again. I have already sent word to the South Gate that they are to let you through and out of the city. They will have riding horses for each of you, as well as a mule-driven cart, which we have laden with supplies for your journey to Candlekeep. You can see somebody on the road. Coming up on the road toward you, there is a dragonborn who is driving a cart. He's like, "Well, isn't that interesting?" And then he switches to Infernal, and in the same like kind tone of voice says, "That's them, get 'em." He stands to his feet, a red fiery devil with spread wings.
to use Step of the Wind, which will let me disengage.
Okay?
You sweet aerial battle between Percy
We
and the demon?
sure as shit are.
Oh.
So I'm disengaging from this guy and flying up to fight the demon
Badass.
in the air.
I'm a devil.
Fan art.
Fine, I'll find you at some other point. And he chants some arcane words and snaps his fingers, and he disappears.
See you in hell.
Dark clouds release heavy rain until the road runs thick with mud, yet you trudge on, passing by friendly merchant caravans heading north. On the morning of the 5th day, the rain subsides, but the dark clouds remain. Ahead, you see a path branch from the wider road heading to the sea. A raven perches solemnly on a leaning post bearing 2 signs that point like arms toward the west. One says, "The Way of the Lion," the other says, "Candlekeep." As you travel and follow these paths, the afternoon sun shines through the clouds to illuminate the gray walls and pale spires of a time-worn fortress that stands majestically atop a rocky promontory overlooking the sea. The trail leads straight toward it. And you see, ahead of you, Candlekeep on the horizon. And that is where we are going to end our session for the day.
Murder is allowed, but I can't.
Murder is
change.
not allowed.
Some
It's
definitions
pretty.
of
It's
allowed.
fairly allowed.